afternoon and welcome to ATN Society Watch. This is the program where we ventilate societal issues. We give them aggregate attention with a view to preferring solutions that will benefit humanity. Let's go through the headlines. Child trafficking. Napti Perez orphanage owner rescues children. Dangote truck. 3 dead as trailer rams a motorcycle. Child assault. Pastor sentenced to 21 years for rape. In tragedy, gas explosion destroys a shop. We are open for sponsorship of this program, jingles and advert placement, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product service promotion and commercials. You can connect with us. You can watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We are also on Avo TV channel 205, Limex TV platform, Ifasec platform, Apple TV, Ninja TV, and Iruko TV. Connect with us on all our ATN socials. Subscribe, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. You can find us on X on Atlantic TV Net. We go on a break. When we get back, I'll introduce my guest and we'll dive right into the discuss. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Here with me in the studio to dive into this discuss is Chukwusi Ikechukwu, public affairs analyst. We're so glad to have you join us.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're looking
welcome.
wonderful.
Thank you. You too. Welcome to the show. Let's go right into the discuss. Orphanage owner rescues children. National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has arrested a 60-year-old founder of a prominent child rights organization in Benue State over allegations of large-scale child trafficking, illegal adoption, and child sales. NAPTIP operatives in Makurdi rescued 26 children believed to have been trafficked through a network spanning Benue, Enugu, Nasarawa, Lagos, and Abuja. Authorities say at least 300 children may have been taken, with 274 still unaccounted for. Investigations revealed the syndicate lured families from conflict-affected communities in Benue under a fake back-to-school project promising education for their children. Instead, the minors are trafficked and sold to buyers for between 1 and 3 million naira each. Several orphanages in Abuja and Nasarawa allegedly served as holding centers before the children were handed over to buyers. Some victims had their names and identities changed to conceal the crimes. NAPTIP has detained a 34-year-old woman and 2 other orphanage operators linked to the network as the agency intensifies its nationwide crackdown on corrupt childcare homes. Director General Binta Adamu Bello condemned the exploitation, calling it unbelievable and mind-boggling. She vowed that those involved will face full prosecution, stressing that Nigeria's children are not commodities to be sold to the highest bidder. Now, a few weeks ago, a similar report did happen in Delta State. We have a similar report now happening in Benue State, where children are brought into a non-profit or an orphanage, as it were, from the grounds that they want to be given some form of scholarship, and they are sold. For this particular story, the father of a boy did go to look for him because his grandmother put him in the care of this non-profit, so he can go to school. And the father said, no, I did not support it. He went there to pick up his child, and they said he has to give them 3 years, which sparked the investigation till we got to this point. What are your thoughts on this report?
Yeah, it's terrible. It also questions how people reason and think. I mean, what kind of school, given the age of these children, that would require the child absent from you for 3 good days? Yes, people go to school for boarding, but in most cases it's usually from secondary school age. And even at that, there's always open days in school. A term is usually 3 months. Within that 3 months, there are open days which you can come. Beyond the open days, there could also be PTA meeting which provide you the opportunity to meet with your child and, you know, then the holiday period. But to tell you that for 3 good years you can't see your child, you can't visit your child, and you bought that, it raises more question about our ability to think. Some time ago I was talking about, I think it was on this show, I was talking about people suspending or delegating their thinking. This is a clear case of it too. But unfortunately the report even say traditional rulers are made, you know, are sort of co-opted into the program to make it look genuine. And the traditional rulers, what I mean, to the best of my knowledge, quite a number of them should have a little more of education and even reasoning. If the, like in the case of the boy, if the old grandmother can't think properly because of age, maybe education or stuff like that, what of the traditional rulers and the council of chiefs that we are co-opted? Then also it raises question about the so-called non-profit, you know, civil society groups. My little exposure to civil society pointed to a lot of rot in the system, typical of the Nigeria thing anyway. I understand that there are many people who go into civil society, whether they be right organization, whether they be care provision, who don't do it because they genuinely care about that cause which they are masquerading to be providing, but because there is something in it for them, because there is a sponsor. And this is why society, government should always, you know, be internally vigilant. Now, I'm not calling for a blanket monitoring and regulation of civil society, but there should always be a line, you know, more like should I use now, you know, image profiling of civil society organization, not with the for the sake of gagging them, because there are so many who are doing genuine work also. And when you go this line, somebody may misconstrue it, especially a mischievous government person, you know, and see it as an opportunity to gag. No, this is not for gagging, but you know, keep profiling individuals in society. If this organization, you have too many children pass through them, government should be interested in them, no matter how good their work is. Government should be interested in monitoring what they do, not with the intention of gagging them, I repeat, but you know, at least for the sake of the fact that these people involved are children, your children, they belong to the society, they belong to the state, and for the fact that whatever service they provide are services that government ordinarily need to provide, that somebody steps in to provide, it doesn't. It's like, I mean, that mother who knows that it's my responsibility to provide food for my children. If my neighbor, my sister, whatever steps in to provide it, I shouldn't say I shouldn't think he's now hooray and go and lie down. No, a responsible parents would also, you know, like to know how that food that the children, even though it's given for free, even though it takes burden off it, you know, you like to be part of it, even if not by contributing, but at least monitoring to even see that those food is healthy. So it's the same thing here. The government, there is a whole lot of profile. And the other time I talked about adoption process. When you look at this whole issue of child trafficking, you know, I emphasize again, it is high time government, those involved, Ministry of Social Welfare, look at our adoption process. Why do people prefer to go through this illegal route? Do we have laws guiding adoption in Nigeria? Do we have genuine adoption process? If there is, why are people unaware of it? If people are aware of it, why is it difficult? Why do people prefer to go through the legal? I think there is more to be done around us. Much as we keep arresting these criminals and prosecuting them, but government should look at why that market is attractive to people. Because I mean, in every climb, people adopt children. Why do they do it genuinely elsewhere? I mean, what I mean genuinely is that follow the legal
processes.
And in Nigeria, it seems difficult. So these are something we should look at. Is it a cultural challenge? Is it a social problem? Is it a regulation problem? Is it whatever the challenge is? Government can look at it genuinely with, with a view of profiling solution to it. Because if people know that they can genuinely adopt children, and also the adoption process is a little bit not worrisome, a little bit.
When you say not worrisome, what do you think the expectations of the citizenry should be? Because there has to be critical background checks on,
absolutely,
of course, to be sure that these people are mentally, financially capable and emotionally capable.
Yeah, people should also be made to understand that these checks are for your good and not intended to intimidate you. I mean, it's something society should preach, not just the would-be parents, but everybody. That your sister, your brother who wants to adopt a child, are they financially capable of taking care of that child? I mean, the finance may be the small part of the matter, because if somebody is adopting because you genuinely need a child of your own, the finance should be a little matter, because if that person had a child of his own, he would probably take care of that child. It may not, you may not be, so rich there. Then would you take care of that child? If you adopt that child tomorrow, God blesses you with your own biological child, would you still take care of this child? So these are the things, but certainly there is a way government should look at this and enlighten people, let people know that children can be adopted genuinely, and whatever their fears is, they may have genuine fears, but we can, as a society, as a government, look at how those fears can be addressed and make people understand that whatever your fear is, we can handle it, and make you understand that they are for the good of all.
Thank you so much for your insight on that report. 3 dead as a trailer rams a motorcycle. 3 people, including 2 brothers and a young woman, have been confirmed dead after a Dangote truck ran over their motorcycle along the Boko Aleade Road in Benue State on Friday. The victims, identified as Ogem and Andozingwe Ugondo of Mbatan kindred in Mbayon, were killed instantly alongside the female passenger, who was reportedly given a lift. Eyewitnesses said 2 Dangote trucks repeatedly speeding side by side on the narrow road when one, unable to avoid